Kilo 1, Sierra Lima Delta. This is November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra. Do you read me? Over. India Kilo 1, Sierra Lima Delta. This is November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra. Do you read me? Over. India Kilo 1, Sierra Lima Delta. NA1SS. I read you loud and clear now. Over. Thank you. Over. It is a 360-degree window view of the Earth. Over. The science we do up here are all for researchers on the ground, so none of it is my own science, but I do act as the eyes, ears, and brains for the researchers on the ground. Over. Lauren, I think my favorite part of the training was actually traveling to all the different countries around the world where we have our partnership and getting to know people from all those different countries. Over. I think one of the hardest things I did to go out and do these spacewalks. I think it's hard not because it's so difficult to actually do the time, and it's kind of scary because I'm putting together a spacesuit that's going to keep them alive, and that's a lot of responsibility. Over. Thankfully, we do not have the coronavirus on the ISS. All the crews were in quarantine for many weeks before we flew up here, so nobody had it. We were all tested. Nobody had the coronavirus, so no masks up here. Over. Henry, occasionally we play games. Just the other day we were trying to play a card game, although it's really hard to play cards in space because they want to go floating everywhere. Over. We can do some of them, but one of my favorite hobbies is to cook. And so cooking is a little hard up here because we don't have all the facilities we need to make delicious meals, and all our food comes up from the ground. So we're able to make a few things that are pretty good. Over. Kate, I wish our astronaut outfits were customizable. Unfortunately, they're not. We have to wear what the ground decides that we're going to wear. Over. Thomas, that is an excellent question. All the astronauts and cosmonauts well at what I wanted to do. They had very high expectations, and that caused me to have high expectations for myself. And they never told me that girls couldn't be an astronaut, which at the time that I was saying I wanted to be an astronaut, there were no girls that were astronauts. And so I credit them a lot with my success. Over. Adeline, we actually have to learn different languages. Mostly everybody speaks English up here, but as an American astronaut, I had to learn the Russian language, and so occasionally I talk to astronauts in Russian, but usually I find that their English is better than my Russian. Over. You know, that is a difficult question. I think my favorite superhero has to be Wonder Woman. I think she has to be, she's my favorite because she's just strong and such a good person and really cares about people in the earth. Over. Noel, oh, that's another tough question. What do I miss the most about Earth? You know, I think it's not an object. I think it is really missing my friends and family. Miriam, I would say there's two things that are hard about training, that were hard about training for me. One was learning the Russian